English, español, VanosEnigmA.
Innocent CryptoKitty. 160421.
This last night I didn't sleep almost the whole night, just in the morning, maybe from 8 till 10 I slept a little. Esta última noche casi no he dormido nada, solo casi desde las 8 hasta las 10 por la mañana, un poco, 2 horas. Remember, my last video was number 138 video mix with the title Love Your Neighbor as Yourself, Transgender, Psychology, Healthcare, Bitcoin Flat Earth, Gnosis. Recuerda, mi último video era el video mix número 138. Sí, 138. Y el título era Ama a tu vecino como a ti mismo. Debería crear esta cuenta de Twitter en español, copiar todos estos vídeos. Los títulos están en inglés y debería copiarlos al español. Sorry, okay. Ama a tu vecino a ti mismo, psicología, transgénero, seguro social, seguro médico, tierra plana y Bitcoin Gnosis. Era el título del video. Actually, when I started that video, I wanted to talk especially about that video that inspired me to create a community of single people. The aim, to create a neighborhood, bungalows. Bueno, al principio, cuando empecé este video, era más bien, me inspiró, estaba escuchando ahí ese video, luego me inspiró creo que voy a empezar a abrir otra cuenta de Twitter, de abrir una comunidad de personas que son single, viviendo solo. La meta es de hacer un complejo de bungalows o algo así, vecinos, vivir juntos, gente que le gusta la vida, sí, de vivir solito, pero con buenos vecinos. As the Bible says, love your neighbor as yourself. It's very difficult sometimes to love your neighbors. Como dice la Biblia, ama a tu vecino como a ti mismo. A veces es muy difícil de amar a tu vecino. But then I met walking outside, going shopping, I met the transgender person. For the first time we talked a lot and got a little distracted. That was the last video. Bueno, luego quise seguir grabando este tema, pero luego ahí caminando hacia mis compras, creando videos, me encontré con esa persona sí. Bueno, en español más bien se usa la palabra transexual, aunque ella prefiere usar, sí, se habla de sí misma de mujer y usa un nombre de mujer en Facebook. Several years before, I watched many videos about that topic, transgender and intersex. And anyway, when I was young, I was always feeling like a boy, till the age of about 12 when I got anorexia. Bueno, ya también hace unos años también miré muchos videos sobre el tema de transgénero y queer, también se dice gender queer. Y también quise decir, también cuando era niña pequeña, era como un niño jugando en coches, playing with cars instead of dolls, en coches al lugar de muñecas. Y hasta la edad de más o menos 12 años, luego caí en una anorexia bastante fuerte y peligrosa, dangerous. Anorexia was really almost dying. I was very thin. Okay, and when I had uploaded that video number 138, cuando había terminado de subir ese video número 138. Okay, normally I focus very much on cryptocurrency, Bitcoin and Flat Earth. Normalmente me concentro mucho en ese tema de criptomoneda, Bitcoin y tierra plana. But then often and sometimes I watch different topics too. But anyway, I don't have TV, so I watch just YouTube. De todas formas, no tengo televisión, miro solo YouTube. So then I watched many videos about this transgender topic and queer. Luego miré muchos videos sobre ese tema de transexual o transgénero, como quieras llamarlo, y también de el nombre queer. Y luego, and then I got to know that alphabet soup of FTM, abbreviation for female to male. Luego fui aprendiendo sobre la sopa de alfabeto de FTM, que es abreviación por femenino, F2 masculino. And about testosterone. There are two different treatments, injection and a body cream of testosterone. Hay dos tratamientos diferentes de testosterona, de inyección en el cuerpo y también crema corporal. The most interesting, I found that many FTM people told that they lost their period, menstruation, blood. Lo más interesante era que esa gente FTM luego cuando tomaron ese testosterona se le paró el periodo, menstruación, sangre, vampiro. If I remember well, between 1 or 2 months, after 1 or 2 months of treatment of testosterone, I'm not sure, more or less, más o menos creo entre 1 y 2 meses después de tomar ese tratamiento de testosterona. In several accounts I am using profile picture of cat. En varias cuentas internet estoy usando la imagen de perfil del gato. And I can imagine, like, when I hear about that, stopping the period with the testosterone treatment, it goes like the ears of the cat go like, cling, go up, like, oh, this is interesting. Y puedo así imaginar la imagen del gato cuando oye que con ese tratamiento de testosterona se le para el periodo y las orejas del gato hacen cling hacia arriba. Oye, eso es interesante. Because honestly, although I'm not in any relationship, having sex, I'm taking the pill now over 20 years. And I'm really tired of always remembering taking that fucking pill. Anti-baby pill. Aunque yo no tengo relación, no tener sexo. A pesar, igualmente estoy tomando esta píldora anti-bebé porque no quiero por algún accidente quedarme embarazada. I really don't want to get pregnant. I was always very sure I don't want to have children, and now even more that I these last 3 years since 2012, what's going on in the world, satanic leadership, Illuminati, and so on. How much television lies. Television. I mentioned before that at the age of about 12 I got one very dangerous anorexia, and till the age about 18 I still didn't have my period, menstruación. Antes mencioné que a la edad de 12 años, algo así, cogí una anorexia bastante peligrosa. Y no tuve ningún periodo hasta la edad de 18, algo así. Luego, and then they told me to take some medicine. But I don't know, I don't remember exactly. My mother told me that I refused to take that medicine. But then later, I think at the age of 18, my period started automatically, naturally. Sí, antes mencioné que a la edad de 12 años conseguí esa anorexia bastante peligrosa hasta los 18. No tuve el periodo, menstruación. Luego, no recuerdo exactamente, pero mi madre dice que debería haber, me dijeron de tomar una medicina para acelerar ese proceso, pero yo no quise, pero luego parece que naturalmente vino el periodo. Over the last years, before I took almost always Diana 35. Just these last, I think, 2 or 3 years, I took 1 month Diana 35 and then 1 month Ovoplex. And then again, Diana 35 and so on. Los últimos años he cambiado entre Diana 35 y Ovoplex. O un mes y otro mes variando. Just last summer, 2 times I forgot to take the pill. I took it later, and when it was the second time, I said, "Oh, now it's the second time. I'm almost like 12 or more hours late, so maybe I'll take a break." Anyway, I'm not in a relationship. I don't have sex, so okay, I made that mistake. Now I'll make a break. Último verano hice 2 veces. Se me olvidó de tomar la píldora cuando era la segunda vez. Dije, mira, ya es la segunda vez, ahora de toda forma no tienes relación, no tienes sexo, vamos a hacer una pausa. If I remember well, it was like 2 periods. I had like 2 months then without, and it was really painful. And just when I was learning about flat earth, I was feeling like dying. I had this painful period, menstruation, and then I started to take again the other 35 or Ovoplex last year. October, November. Sí, luego tuve estos como 2 meses de pausa, pero luego tuve unas menstruaciones bastante dolorosas y justo ese tiempo, octubre, estuve aprendiendo sobre el tema de tierra plana y me sentí como estar muriendo. Y luego volví a empezar a tomar la píldora. At the moment, I'm almost in the middle of the month, and I think the last pill I'm going to take on 2nd of May. De momento estoy más o menos en casi en la mitad del mes, y la última píldora voy a tomar el 2 de mayo 2016. Remember that bad pagan tradition of 1st of May, so I better stay at home. Recuerda esta tradición del 1 de mayo, una tradición pagana bastante mala. Before I continue to talk about what I'm planning to do in the future, Antes de que voy a seguir hablando sobre lo que pienso hacer en el futuro, I want to explain that I care much more about what God thinks about me than what people think about me. Quiero explicar que me preocupa mucho más de lo que Dios piensa sobre mí que en comparación de que la gente piensa sobre mí. I know that in the Old Testament, Leviticus, are written many commandments like about this homosexual and lesbian stuff, and but not just that, you may not eat pork, women may not talk in the church, many things. En el Antiguo Testamento de la Biblia, Levíticos, están escritos muchos mandamientos sobre cuántas cosas no se debería hacer. El tema, por supuesto, de la homosexualidad y también de no comer puerco, los shrimps, como las mujeres no deben hablar en las iglesias y muchas cosas más. Especialmente que si una mujer se queda embarazada sin esposo, que la gente tienen derecho de apedrear la mujer, matarlas. Joder, increíble. Sorry, I was so confused. I said first in Spanish that if a woman gets pregnant without husband, then they have the right to kill, to stone that woman and all that stuff. Incredible. The Torah, Old Testament. But anyway, I believe in the gospel of Jesus Christ, or maybe better to call him Yeshua. It's more probable that name. Just made a little video in my second YouTube channel of short videos, VanosEnigmA, about that topic. Pero de todas formas creo en el gospel del Nuevo Testamento Jesucristo, y es mucho más probable que se llamó Yeshua. Hace poco también hizo un pequeño slideshow en mi nuevo canal de YouTube, Short Videos, VanosEnigmA. And what I wanted to explain especially is there's a big difference between gender identity and sexual orientation. Lo que quise explicar especialmente es que hay una gran diferencia entre identidad de género y orientación sexual. With respect to that topic of sexual orientation, I want to repeat again that idea. I going to create a community of single people, and my dream is to live in a neighborhood like bungalows, which are all single people. Con respecto al tema de la orientación sexual, quiero repetir que pienso abrir una comunidad de personas que son singles, que viven, que les gusta vivir solos o solas. I've got a very long to-do list, and spending time making love is very low on the to-do list, although sometimes I just want to get an orgasm fast just to relax, and I can perfectly do that by myself. Actually better, because later I want to sleep. I don't want people to disturb me. Tengo una lista de tareas muy larga y pasar ahí. De toda forma no siento atracción sexual. Simplemente quiero, a veces para poder dormir, relajarme, quiero sacarme rápidamente un orgasmo, y lo puedo hacer perfectamente, perfectamente sola, sola. Suena raro. Anyway. Okay, I admit sometimes I feel a little lonely, but bueno, admito que a veces me siento un poco solita, pero I think this problem would be solved in the best way, living in a community of single people. I like to talk on the street, maybe go to the beach together. Just friendship. Creo que la mejor manera de solucionar ese problema sería de estar viviendo así en una comunidad de también todas personas que les gusta vivir solos, tal vez ir a la playa juntos, amistad, or share that swimming pool. Normally, here en Gran Canaria hay muchos complejos con bungalows que comparten una piscina, un swimming pool. Sorry, I mix English with Spanish. That they share the swimming pool together. Aquí en Gran Canaria hay muchos bungalows que comparten la piscina juntos. Ya me preguntaba antes, sorry, first in English. I asked myself before, in average, how many bungalows are in one complex? In average, I think minimum 10, and I think a maximum 100. I'm not sure, but I'm just was just some days ago even I was thinking about that. Ya me preguntaba antes cuántos bungalows en la media, calculando, comparando los complejos de bungalows, normalmente mínimo 10 y creo que máximo como 100. Actually, on the top of my to-do list is to open a new Twitter account with like the name Community of Single People. Let's see, one username to reserve that username. Justo arriba en mi lista de tareas por hacer. De momento quiero, bueno, ya hace 2 días o 3 que tengo pensado de abrir una nueva cuenta de Twitter, así la comunidad de para personas que les gusta vivir solos, single.
It was not by any standards a good picture, and it wasn't indicative of our space program. But more importantly, why did you wait so long? I used the I came up with an analogy recently, and I call it the angry wife syndrome. And you'll kind of see where I'm going with this. And that is, a wife is, husband and wife are married for 40 years. Husband comes home, the wife says, "Hey, I'm divorcing you," and he goes, "Why?" And she goes, "Well, it's because after 40 years, you've only given me one bouquet of flowers," right? And so what happens the very next day? He comes back with a bouquet of flowers, right? And he goes, "Well, now you don't have to, now we don't have to get a divorce." Well, you know how the rest of that plays out. She goes, "What are you talking about? Women know better." It's like, "What are you talking about? You bring me flowers now after 40 years? The only reason you brought it is because I mentioned it in conversation." That is what the photograph was like, which was 43 years, not a single a photograph of Earth. And then all of a sudden in July of 2015, they're going, "Oh, NASA just says, oh yeah, by the way, here's a photograph of the Earth, second blue marble shot we've taken in 43 years. Obama comes on, does a little press conference about it. Neil deGrasse Tyson tweets it. NASA tweets it. And it's like, now you're bringing it up after we've been harping on you for the last 6 months that you don't have a picture of the Earth from space. What happened all the times before now?" It doesn't count. I'll use the angry wife scenario every time if a scientist tries to pin me on it. Anyway, sorry, that's my rant. So no, even that one picture from 1972, utter fake. Look at all the other stuff that's not there from the Americans that should be there. There is no video, even today. There is no video of the Earth spinning on its axis from space. Not with the weather morphing. There is no video of any object leaving orbit or returning into Earth's orbit with the camera running. There is no shot of any astronaut in any mission turning around, doing 180 degrees or better pan around exterior shot with the camera running. There's not even a shot interior from an airlock where we've all seen it in science fiction movies where the astronaut's getting ready to do a spacewalk and the door opens from the airlock. There's not even a shot from inside of there. There's such an absence of evidence. It drove me insane when I was looking into this, and that's where we are now. But I will give this for NASA. It's clever because there's been so many movies and television shows kind of showing different little spacey things that we've assumed it's always been there. That all the footage has always been there. But whenever it gets to the money shot, whenever it gets to the crux of the scene, they always cut away or do a computer animation or something.